This Warriors Life podcast 2025, episode 7, and the first live Teamless Tuesday episode of the year. Ahead of the Warriors showdown in Vegas with the Raiders. Brought to you by King's Container Crew, of course. Head to kingscontainercrew.com for your container packing and unpacking solutions across New Zealand and Australia. More about those Warriors Mad Legends in a bit. Also, the support of TAB. And we'll dig into some futures in round one odds tonight as well. But Brad, how are you, bro? Well, this is where your hard work over the preseason pays off. Round one, how you feeling, mate?
Yeah, full game day vibes. So I just had a big breakfast and then just went out and just tried not to think about things and got a bit of work done. Then come home around 3 and had a half-hour snooze and a bit of pasta. And now here we are, the big show. We're into it, eh?
Yeah. So Trace obviously steers pretty clear of you on game day, on pod day.
If I'm going to be honest, Will, I quickly got the work done, and then I was lying on the couch scrolling, watching a bit of mixed pairs bowls from the Nationals from Christchurch, the Fendalton Bowling Club. Looked a picture. Jeez.
Who's going to take it out this year? Who's taking it out this year, you reckon?
Oh, Peter Sinclair. He was looking sharp. Yeah. But I don't know. But Jesus, that's a boring sport. I know there'll be a time where that will be me, but at the moment, I'm not quite ready for that. There's not much going on.
But
the watch it's so
pretty punishing.
Yeah. So, and then quickly scampered to the shed about half an hour ago, remembering I had to set up for this.
Yeah, nice. We're back on the horse, back live. Welcome to everyone that's watching live. Join. Right. There's a couple of comments there. So join in the comments. He's right in there, of course. Tim Gore's asked if you've lost weight, Brad.
I wish. Hang on, sorry, I'm just turning my comments scroller on. There we go, that's better. No way. I run the other day. Here's a story for you, Timmy. I run the other day, and for the first time in my life, I felt my stomach wiggling in front of me. So I'm every morning it's like, right, Brad, get up and go for a run. I'm hell-bent. I'm shredding for Magic Round, put it that way. So I need to make a change.
Well, we've got a pool at our accommodation, so you got to be looking tip top for that.
Not top heavy.
Tim Gore's heading to Vegas tomorrow, I believe.
Is he?
Bloody jealous. And hopefully we might be getting a few reports from the ground. I mean, if I was going there, if I was him, I wouldn't bother with us. But he seems pretty keen to give us some updates, and as well as your mate Roxy, Brad, who we've renamed Roxy the Proxy, who's there on this Warriors Life's behalf this week in San Fran at the moment. But yeah, we might be hear from her from the Gen Z bracket, so it could be a bit of a culture clash with the sort of content she provides. But we'll see.
You got to mix it up. So we've got 2 field reporters out over in Vegas this weekend. Shit.
Yeah,
doing all right, kiddo. We're doing all right.
Yeah, and Lance Van Dyke tuning in from just outside Vegas. Good on you, Lance. Heading in tomorrow. Surely you got better things to do than watch us live, but thanks for coming in. Yeah. And anyone
send
there
if you're
watching live,
send it to our Insta. Get in our DMs.
And follow and subscribe if you haven't already. I mean, if you're not yet, what are you doing? It does help. So yeah, get behind us.
Yeah. No, that would help.
Worth mentioning, Brad, that we're part of the Frank podcast family. Now, these guys are a bunch of legends. Look, there's our little logo there, and amongst Rachel Hunter and Wellington Paranormal, the podcast. I mean,
what a lad! Christopher Keys gaming channel. Yeah.
I don't want to say, we don't want to get into the nuts and bolts of, who's more famous or more successful or, have better production values. All we know now is that we're in the same family as all those great podcasts there. So we'll just leave it at that for now.
Rachel's been in touch just asking about production and that as well. Just Yeah, so it's nice having those people to lean on, like people are leaning on us, and hopefully we can lean on someone when we need the help. But that's a good company, isn't it? I feel like a bit of an imposter in amongst that. Like, what a lad! That's a hell of a podcast.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much, Frank Podcast.
What else have we got, Brad? Round one teamless. That's why we're here. What are we expecting? I think to almost a fairly certain degree. I think there's only one spot maybe in the starting 13 that we're unsure of, besides any late surprises from Webby. That's 5'8". Shootout between Tamate Martin and Chanel Harris DeVita. Who do you think will get the nod for number 6, and who do you want there?
I think Martin will get it. I think Webby's a Martin fan. I probably prefer Chanel, to be honest, just as a viewer. Maybe he's not doing as much in terms of running the game, but as a viewer, he seems to do things that are a lot more pleasing on the eye than Martin usually does. Oh, that's my family leaving me. Jeez, I tell you, leave the house. What? She's up, packed them up, and she's gone. Out, you hear there go out the driveway then?
That would be a good, if they were going to bail on you, that would be the time to do it while you're doing a podcast. It's like,
yeah, that's why I'm nervous. That's why I'm nervous about it. I'm going there, just an empty house and a cat. But what do you think? Who do you think here?
I actually think that Chanel might. I've just got a sneaking suspicion Chanel might be there. Maybe that's wishful thinking. The other, I guess, most interesting part of this team list drop is the bench. I think Dylan Walker's the only one we can say with any absolute certainty that's going to be there. But yeah, everyone else's benches have Waimaunga. I'd be very surprised if he's not there, but whether Sam Healy's going to be there as the second hooker. Bunty Afoa's had a big preseason. A lot of people still reckon Jackson Ford will get a call up. There's a lot of Laban fans out there. So, fascinated probably by the bench almost more than anything.
4 spots. Waimaunga, I'd go Healy. Bunty's earned
Walker.
it. Oh, Walker. Yeah, true. So there's...
Yeah, Walker's the lock there. But yeah, it depends who else I want to go for.
That is in niggly. Good luck, Webby. But what does it still drop at 6 o'clock like the good old days?
Well, I hope so. Otherwise, we've made a massive cock up already.
Missed the memo. They do it at 5 o'clock on a Wednesday now.
So stand by. Might have to reschedule. Brad, we've got plenty of admin to get out of the way, given it's our first live one of the year. But first and foremost, our wonderful sponsors, King's Container Crew. They're always looking for workers in all their locations, but Christchurch and Brisbane are the biggest focus for recruiting at the moment. So jump on the Work With Us tab at kingscontainercrew.com and you might be lucky enough to join their team. Also, a specific role that they've asked me to pitch out there. They're looking for someone to fill an operations assistant role in Brisbane, basically a hands-on leadership management type role, assisting their other managers in Brisbane. And this is in bold. Container unloading experience is essential. So if you've been sitting there with your hands in ivory liquid, don't have that sort of core strength to lift stuff in and out of a container, then this gig's not for you. You need to know what you're doing.
Oh, it's a good opportunity for someone, though, isn't it? If they have.
Well, yeah, I was thinking
nice having
I
a
might
ladder.
I might take a couple of extra bags to Brisbane, maybe trial for that job.
Does that count unloading the work container in the morning, like getting tools out and putting it away? I've done a lot of that over the years. It's got to. Yeah. I know how it takes a bit of a knack to get one of those container doors shut, eh? They're a bastard thing. The 2 handles and you swing them out at once and then you shut one and you don't quite get the other. Yeah, so no, you don't want to be looking like a dickhead rolling in there.
How finicky are you with how tidy your containers are, Brad? I know JD Evans was fairly fastidious with that in that department, but what do you like? Are you a bit?
No, I like it being straight.
Come as you are.
I like it. No. I like everything's got a place, and not all the time, but at least once a week you got to straighten everything up. Yeah, no, same with the shed. But then the old man always used to say to me, because his fucking shed is an absolute bomb site. Like 10 spanners, like in terms of depth, he's deep with spanners on the bench, not water, and it'll be like 200 mil of spanners, and he knows where every one of them are. And he always says, "Bloody messy garage is a sign of a busy mind, mate." Sweet. Sorry, admin. You've got some admin to get through.
Yeah, just also on King's Container Crew, just a bit of an explainer of exactly what they do. They contract to warehouses around their main locations in Australia and New Zealand, supplying trained teams of container unpackers and devanners. We went through devanning last time. Forklift operators to manually unload and stage contents of shipping containers in the customer's warehouse. They often load up stock and export containers for customers as well. But not personal relocation of furniture and that sort of thing, which is what I think a few
damn,
people think they do. So yeah,
we've been pushing that
yeah.
side
So
of the business, and they do.
yeah, so stop hitting them up. It's yeah, they've got way better more important things to do than shipping your crusty old cane furniture across the Tasman.
And your grandma's old oak table.
But they're bloody legends. We love Tom and Carlos and the team there, and very thankful for their support. Brad, you're looking. I don't think I've seen you wear the black t-shirt before on the pod. It's looking good, mate.
Yeah, I don't often wear a black t-shirt, but yeah, no, I thought I'd represent. I was wearing the white in yesterday's little advertorial, so I thought I'd mix it up. I don't want them to think I've only got one t-shirt. So yeah, so I've got the black one on today.
Well, and probably some more exciting This Warriors Life news of late. We've finally set up the merch store. People have been gagging for it, so here it is. And we've had a few sales. I'm pretty impressed with some of the purchases so far. So good on your team if you've done that. If you haven't, jump in there and get it. I'm just gonna share the screen so you can see what our merch store looks like.
Our range.
Yeah. Sorry if you're
That's another reason I need to get the guts right.
Audio. There you go. Look at all that. Look at it all.
Jesus.
Got a few more styles since I first set it up. Even a couple of women's tees there.
Oh yeah, nice.
A few crews, a couple of hoodies. The stubby coolers. Someone there.
Yeah. I'm liking it. Yeah, I'm going to grab a couple of stubby coolers and a crew, I reckon. Yeah. No mouse pads yet, though. I'll hold off the order until you've got some mouse pads in, actually.
Yeah, righto, mate. But yeah, head to thiswarriorslife.digitees.co.nz and go place your order.
Not a bad price.
Quality AS color product. Now, Brad,
we're sort of cheapening them by putting our logo on it, really, aren't we? We're sort of taking down the quality of that garment. The garment's better than the.
Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe get them to print it on the inside and we'll wear it inside out. Geez, these are getting out of hand. These comments already. Tim Gore, Brad, he's asked if you run Milwaukee or Makita.
Makita till I die. Yeah, Milwaukee. Yeah, that's very strong Makita.
Not a Ryobi man.
No, jeez. I don't sit down to pee, man. Only at night I do. I've started doing that as I get older. In the middle of the night one, just sit down, have a pee instead of standing up. But Makita all day. No argument there.
Warriors, Christian from Warriors NRL Fanatics, good friend of the show. He's gagging for this first team list of the year, and very interesting to see who we name. Tim Gore, anything you want me to ask Webby in Vegas? Yeah, we'll get to that, mate. Dutters is still complaining about not getting his coffee mug for winning the mix and pick overall comp last year. I told you, Dutters, it's too fragile. We can't risk sending it overseas, mate. You're going to have to come back. 2NZ, he's overdue. Haven't seen him in a couple of years. Dutters. Moving on, Brad. And a good time to bring up Mix and Pick, the beloved competition, great partners of This Warriors Life. The prediction game will be up and running. This Warriors Life merch will be the prize again, as well as prestige and fanfare. But they've also got a trivia game going this year. So jump in and play that. I'm just going to show you what that looks like as well, Brad. Just
Warriors related trivia, or is it in general sports trivia?
Yeah. No, it's current events, history, that sort of thing. Yeah, there we go. The game's up and running already for
this
Raiders,
weekend.
Rose Warriors. Yep, and you can see the diehard trivia ones up as well for that ran last week. I actually took that out, Brad. So yeah,
Did you?
come get me.
Did you? Oh yeah, I had
Mi-
a terrible weekend, so I didn't even get a chance to jump in.
Head to get the Mix and Pick app off the App Store. That's the best way to play. Super easy, super fun, and you can win some prizes. And give me and Brad a hiding, and probably Mike Minogue as well. Do you reckon he's any chance this year of winning a T-shirt?
Terrible. He's terrible. No chance.
And we've got competitions coming out our ears this year, Brad. Great friend of the show, great friend of ours, Weeze, is a super coach fiend. So he set up this Warriors Life Super Coach League. I'll post the code in the show notes. But yeah, come and join it. I think there's 50 odd in there already. I put my team together today, and geez, it was painful. I'm going to run last for sure.
How long did it take?
Yeah, it's so not too long. And then I asked for some tips from Weeze, and I was so far off. Yeah, he's talking about cheapies and vice captain loops and all this kind of
that stuff. There's where I get lost. All of a sudden, someone takes it seriously, and us bludgers just get left behind in the dust. If you're not keen to learn and study, we just end up nowhere again. Why is that?
Yep. Yeah. So I'm going to forge ahead. I feel like I have to. Brad, you've already said you're a no-go.
I wonder, just for comedy's sake, if I just do it sporadically, because I wish I could do it. I just don't have time. I don't see how I've got time in my life to wedge that in as well. Yeah, what do you reckon we do, Will?
Well,
would anyone want to run my team?
We were going to put the call out. It'll be a Brad branded team, but we're going to choose someone that is keen to take over the day-to-day running of the team. And so message us on whatever platform, and we'll choose someone over the next couple of days to run Brad's team. You can join the league, and as an added incentive, if you can get a top 3 finish with Brad's team, $100 cash coming your way.
Shit.
That's top 3 at the end of the season, and some TWR merch as well. If you miss out on top 3, but you can beat me, you'll have to settle for just the merch. But that shouldn't be too hard. That's almost guaranteed.
Can I run the team for $100 if I get third? Hang on. All of a sudden, I'm interested.
Haven't got a shit show.
These guys are going to be caning it. These players I've never heard of getting monster scores, and I always just end up quitting. Oh well, we'll see if anyone wants to do that.
Yeah. So message us if you can, and we'll select someone.
As a super coach, have you shared the super coach number? Will that be on the show notes or something like that?
Yeah, I did. I have shared it on our socials. I need to do it again, but we'll do that again during the week. If you haven't checked out mine and Fonz's episode with Cameron George, do that. It was very, very grateful for the access that Cameron George gives us. Didn't throw anything too curly at him, but thought he was pretty upfront and gave us some thoughtful answers, and very grateful, especially a couple of days before heading off to Vegas, making himself available like that. Good man.
Yeah, no shit. Everyone would have wanted a piece of him before they left town. I did like that little ad that you put up, how Fonz hit him up if he was the same boss as he was in 2018 as he is now, and blatantly said, nah, completely different person as how he runs the business or runs whatever he runs. But yeah, I thought that was quite a cool little thing to know. You probably do know it subconsciously, but to hear him say it, that he's had to change the way he does things as well to align with the way the club is now. That's pretty rad to hear.
And I sort of caught it on Twitter, replying to to our post of the podcast that there's still a few people that harbour a grudge against Cameron George. It was quite interesting to see all these years later, and obviously the handling of the Sean Johnson affair. But he's in 2018, but he was pretty up. He's been pretty upfront, and he was again on the podcast about doesn't get the decisions right, but you got to make a decision. And I think everything they've done over the last couple of years sort of mitigates some of the the things that went wrong over the previous few years. Club's humming.
Really is. Yeah, it's in great nick at the moment. Hopefully that. How's that? Did you see that Bishop Neal try during the week?
Yeah, you're skipping ahead, Brad. I told you about this, mate. It's on the run sheet, mate.
Have I got a run sheet?
We'll make that. Well, no. You don't follow I'm gonna see if this will work, but since I'm gonna skip this ahead, we're into news, and I'm going to play this in a second, see if it'll work. Now, Bishop Neal is a Hornby Panthers product, Canterbury age group rep, and St Thomas's star of the back-to-back St Thomas's of Canterbury College secondary schools tournament wins over the last 2 years, and now carving up for the Warriors in Harold Matts. And he scored a hell of a try last week, taken the internet by storm. So we'll see if this will bear with me again.
Harold Matts, what age is that again, Will?
Under 17s, mate.
Jeez, he's a rig, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a big unit. Looks like here we go. See if you can see that one. Chip over the top, regather, silky, goose step around the fullback, around whoever that is. Big fend on the centre. Another fend on the centre. In the corner.
What a beast.
Quite unbelievable. What a prospect for the player that
what a
age.
Name too.
Sort
Bishop
of range
Neal.
Bishop. It's
what do you think of straight away? Do you think of that android off of Aliens? Remember Bishop? They found that was actually a robot? No?
It's too long since I've seen it.
No, righto. That's where I stand on that anyway.
Okay. Good. There's someone commented after I shared that it reminded me of Frank Tenatelia, a one-test Kiwi from 1983 at Carlaw Park, Auckland club footy legend, and he was damn right. And I am going to play this one for you just because it is such an iconic try from 1983.
You got to name drop the legend that remembered that. Who was that thought of that? Frank. Oh, jeez. That's a hell of
apologies.
Yeah. Get in touch.
Wrap your eyes around this one, Brad. Look at him go. Frank Tenatelia.
Frankie.
Massive unit. Fends galore. Bumps off the fullback. Another fend. Here he goes. Unbelievable.
Dominant.
Yeah. Frank Tenatelia. They love him up the Carlaw Park diehards page would have been frothing over that after Bishop Neal's try.
I've never heard of the guy, unfortunately.
Bit of poignant news, Brad. Last week, Jazz Tavanga announcing that his best mate and former Warriors junior player, Roman Tuimata, passed away after his cancer journey, which he's been going through over the last couple of years. Super sad. Jazz's fundraising work was outstanding. King's Container Crew came in with some huge support of that late last season, and really sad to see that Roman passed away. So condolences to all his teammates, his family. Jazz, of course, friend of the show, and I see that Jazz actually missed Manly's last trial to come back for the funeral, or that they had, or the service at it was actually at Mount Smart. Which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
At in the the East Lounge there, maybe. Pretty poignant.
Yeah, that's not nice. That dude died knowing he was loved, though, didn't he? The effort Jazz and that put in, all the other. You can only imagine what other people were doing for him. So that would be that dude died loved. So R.I.P. man, unlucky.
And absolutely looking forward to seeing Jazz. Be a bit of a tinge of sadness as well, I guess, seeing him in a maroon and white jersey, but certainly one of the a player that you really want to see kick on another club, Warriors Legion champion guy.
He suits it though, doesn't he? Like in
Mm.
terms of teams to go into, I don't know if a Canberra or a Newcastle or like an absolute dogged team like the Eagles or the Bulldogs as well. But yeah, I reckon he's going to imagine him and Nathan Brown. Is it Nathan Brown? What's his
Yeah,
name?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just
Yeah,
two
that's Nathan.
absolute maggots out there tearing it up.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, it's gonna be quite rad to watch that lot this year. They're gonna be
yeah.
vicious. So yeah, good luck to him. Jazz is an absolute epic human being. So I hope he fucking has success this year.
Brad, a couple of injury updates. Dallin Martinez now looks like he's going to miss half the season. That's a huge blow to our stocks. Although, Jesus, I've been feeling a little bit better because people have been dropping like flies across the NRL.
Yeah. Have you got a
Yeah,
little list? Have you got some names? Drop some names. Who's been missing lately? Is the Storm lost?
yeah.
Oh, Bunny's lost. Haven't they lost their captain for the year?
Yeah, that
Cam Murray?
Murray's gone for the year, and Latrell's out for about 8 rounds. So draw a line through them. Who else have we got? Yeah, there's Jacob Carraz at the Bulldogs, TBC as well. Yeah, who else have we got? Sorry, just running through
Has this injury
the
got right up
full
to his
list.
elbow or something now? Like, this can't all be in the wrist area going to keep him out for half a year. Must be his bad hand, not his right. Like, if it was your strong hand, surely must be his weak hand. Surely, if that's all the healing, what's going on, Dale?
Roosters could ill afford more players out. Spencer Leniu, not an injury, but suspended till round 3. Kieran Foran was a big one, bicep injury, so that's huge for the Titans. And Justin Olam might get medically retired as well, and Brent Naden season done. So the Tigers
No
outside
shit.
backs are, yeah,
I missed that
they're a
Olam
bit
one.
thin on the outside backs anyway, but yeah, so tough for the Tigers.
What's Olam got going on? I've completely missed that one.
A knee injury, and he was out for a lot of last year. So yeah.
Hey, but does it surprise you that I've missed that one? I say
Yeah,
I've missed that
because
one. Like
normally
I
your
should.
fingers
Like,
on the
I'm
pulse.
usually I'm over everything. How have I missed that?
Yeah,
But yeah, nah. Oh, is that right? Oh, that'd be a shame. He's a
yeah.
tank. Tigers.
But a signing and re-signing news, Brad. Adam Pompey extended to 2027. Thoughts and feelings?
I love this. That dude, it can't be on massive bank. Like, I'm sure he could probably go somewhere else and make a bit more money. But he's
Looked
a
like he was
club.
going to go last year, but yeah.
Is that right? Was he gonna?
Yeah, I think that was sort of in the rumor mill for a while that we were
He
going
just
to
seems such a
have it move
clubman,
on.
Adam Pompey. I know he's easy to pick on the field because he hasn't got many highlights going on, but geez, he gets it done. So I was pretty pumped for the guy. Imagine, like, someone in that tier of player like Pompey. It'd be quite nice knowing you've got your next 3 years sorted, wouldn't it? You know what I mean? I'm picking a lot of them in that. Am I in first grade? Am I not in first grade? There'd be a lot of them living year to year. So, yeah, I was pretty pumped that his family and himself are pretty much stitched up for a few years and are stable.
So he should bring up 100 games in first grade over the first few rounds. I think he's 4 or 5 away at the moment. If he sees out his contract, that would be 9 seasons for the Warriors in first grade. That would be behind only Manu Vatuvei and Jerome Rapati as far as outside backs of the Warriors go, which is I don't know if that's a terrifying or admirable stat, but good on him for hanging in there. But yeah, geez, you generally want a few more long-serving players in some of those positions,
Yeah.
and it has been one where we've whinged about the sort of, I guess, lack of stability or quality in the centres. But
You'll be over this.
certainly a good.
What's our record number for a back? Is it Manu? Games played for one club.
Games
Warriors
played,
only.
yeah,
Warriors
for an
only.
outside back, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's on 226. The
Manu.
ones ahead of him are halves and Mannering.
Yeah.
So yeah, we don't have a hell of a lot of long-serving backs.
Yeah.
So good on you, Pompey, and best of luck to you this year. Just on that injury news as well, Rocco Berry, hearing that he's going to be back in these first few rounds. So very interesting select conundrum. You know, does he need to come back through New South Wales Cup for a bit after such a long layoff?
He does. He hadn't really. I don't. Yeah, I think he does. It'll be different if he had been 3 years in the first grade team and he's had a setback. But he has only just finding his feet in that first grade team, sort of settled in. Yeah, I think I'd like him to do a couple of weeks in New South Wales Cup.
I'd be shocked if Ali Leatawa isn't the first choice centre at the moment.
Yeah.
The way that he's
can't deny that kid. He's got to be there.
Tim Gore again. You can't keep this guy out of the chat.
Timmy
asked what our favorite beer is. I usually just for a go-to day-to-day beer, I'd like a Stoke Hazy. Be my probably most purchased beer. Brad, you're a cider man, but
yeah, I am cider only because, and I don't really have a favorite cider because I just do it because I can't drink beer anymore. But in my days, geez, if I think back to my beer drinking days, Jesus, I used to love a Steiny Classic. Just punching green grenades, real cold bastards.
Shocking.
Yeah, if I look back on beer drinking days, because I've got no fondness, cider's cider. But yeah, he used to give you an absolute, and hence why I drink cider these days, and not those hangovers from. I remember that trip in Wellington. Remember that night in Wellington, we done about 800 Red Bull and vodkas, and then I had about 400 Steinies. And the next morning we were getting breakfast, and I had anxiety just killing me, and I was trying to work out where the hospital was. In my head, I was trying to work out where the Wellington hospital was because I honestly thought I was going to die. Yeah, it was
the prospect of spending your birthday in hospital. That was your birthday, wasn't it?
Was it?
Good.
That's
yeah,
coming up.
It was.
That's coming up. What are you getting me?
And never you mind, Brad.
Not
it's
even
a surprise.
Not even. It's a surprise to you that it's coming up, maggot.
We've got. I'm just going to quickly do. I know the team lists are out. Andrew McCarthy must have joined us late. He said, "Don't forget to shout out the Super Coach group." I'm pretty sure we did that, but yeah. Another nugget of news: Tanner Stowers-Smith and Eddie Idemia Toava upgraded to the top 30. So probably knocks any chance of a late pickup on the head for now. But yeah, big vote of confidence for those two boys. Been carving it up in the New South Wales Cup. Huge futures. Tanner Stowers-Smith, Horsell Hornets Jr. Be great to see him crack first grade. Be the first really genuine Canterbury player or South Island player that's come through the ranks and gone through the junior grades at Warriors and played first grade. There's been your Corey Laurie's, your
Jazzes,
Kane Ferris. Yeah, Jazz is more of he's a Papakura junior, essentially, and
but everyone's been tinged with another town, have they? As opposed to being born in.
Yeah, like come right through the grades down here, and Lewis Brown obviously had to go away for a few years and play in lower grades in Sydney before come back to the Warriors again, picked up. So that would be huge on its own.
Yeah, I'm pumped with
that. Toava, great at centre in that trial. Plays prop, plays second row. Huge prospect as well. Now let's get into this bloody team list, Brad, before people start tuning out.
I have to open up my phone. Yeah. Has anyone hung up yet? I'm gonna open my phone.
Yeah, who have we got here, Brad? Do you want me to run us through it?
Yeah, run through it. I'm with you here. I'm scrolling.
Okay, at fullback, Chans, Nickel Klogstad, no surprises there. On the wings, Tane Tuapiki, after some strong trial form, and Roger Tuivasa-Sheck on the other flank, 2 tries in that last trial. Ali Leatawa and Adam Pompey, as expected, in the centres. The halves, it is Chanel Harris-Davida getting that call up in the number 6, partnering Luke Metcalf, who trolled very well. So, pretty pumped with that one, Brad.
Yeah.
And it looks like the forward pack is, as expected, James Fisher-Harris and Mitchell Barnett, the co-captains and props, forming an elite front row with Wade Egan in the back row. Plenty of experience there. Kirk Capewell, Marata Nukore, and the recruit Aaron Clark stepping into the number 13 jersey. Thought he was our best forward during the trials.
Yeah.
And that interchange. A couple of surprises here. I'm on board with with it, Dylan Walker, as expected. Jackson Ford, a bit of a bolter, you would say. Dimitri Vaimonga and Leka Halasima. Love that. No Sam Healy. He's in the number 18. The rest of the reserves, Tamari Martin, Eddie Idemia Taiva, Bunty Afawa, who may be a bit unlucky to miss a bench spot, and Ed Cossey. So there we have it, Brad. That's our first team of the season.
That's
Pretty
good.
happy with that.
I'm real happy, and I'm happy that, like, the weird one for me, and I don't mind it either. Jacko on the bench and Bunty not, but yeah, everything else. Geez, I didn't think Lecker would get there, and I'm so pumped he is.
Yeah,
So pumped
I'm
he is.
psyched for that. Hopefully, that's the way the bench stays for the weekend. You know, maybe a chance that Sam Healy does come in at the expense of probably Halasima, you would think, if they do bring them in. Jackson Ford with the ability to play on the edge or at prop. But yeah, Ford, I don't think was super impressive in the trial that he got. Bunty was very good, but maybe that versatility gets him over the line. Vaimanga absolutely had to be there. So yeah, stoked for him, and really do hope that Halasima does get to stay in the game day 17. And yeah, Chanel, big vote of confidence for him. Tamari was average at 5'8" in the first trial, very good at fullback. I thought Chanel had a really good half of footy
He did.
against Melbourne in that last trial. So yeah, I think I love that balance there.
That team is perfectly
fit.
fine with me. There's nothing in there that I want to whinge about, and that's quite a nice feeling, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, we're not saying, oh, what does he have to do to get in there? Lecker the hella wrecker. I am pumped on that selection. That dude, if you're selling to the American market, here's your boy, eh? Here's your boy.
He can be what Haumole Alakuato is to Manly, Kakao is to the Bulldogs. Very excited about how he progresses. Vaimonga, slam dunk pick.
Yeah,
good mix on the bench there. And yeah, looking pretty strong across the board.
Do you reckon Jacko Ford, you and Fonz will probably get in deeper about how they actually play on the field? Is he a middle forward now? Do you think?
I'd say that's how he.
I like that
how
too.
he'd be used. Yeah,
because if he gets done for how many tries did he give up for obstruction near the line out wide? So get him in closer. So just get out the fucking way, Jacko, and run it, man. So I like that. I reckon he's a workhorse, and that's a great person just to come and keep it professional and keep the work rate going when you got Fisher Harris or Barnett come off. He's a perfect man to step into those shoes, I reckon. That's a
McGruff. McGruff says the horse is back. I'm assuming he's talking about Jacko. Andrew McCarthy, what's happening with Laban? Is he injured? Yeah, I think it was just a tight call with him and Halasima. I prefer Halasima. I think he's just got just a little bit more to his game. But Laban was got the start in the first trial, scored the winning try for Māori All Stars. So yeah, I'm surprised not to see him in the 23. So maybe there is an injury there. But otherwise,
how many did they take over? 30. How many did they take over? All of them? The top 30?
No, I don't know. I don't know actually.
Yeah,
that's a lot of first class seats. Did you see them kicking back? And
that looked like a way to fly, didn't it? Like that white creamy leather. God, that looked good to nestle into.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's living, eh? That wouldn't. Has the NRL put them up? Surely it's a deal, eh, where they all just get treated like kings for the week.
Yeah.
And then you get the Raiders, who we've got coming up. The Raiders have been into it, haven't they?
Oh yeah,
well, old Huddy and Smithy.
Shall we run through the Raiders team list and talk us
who cares,
through,
but we will.
Some of the odds in here. Kaya Weeks, I love Kaya Weeks. He's at fullback. Savelia Tamale, I think he's coming for Albert Huapoati, who's stayed at home to be at the birth of his child. And Xavier Savage on
more
the wing.
Huapoatis. Jesus.
Matt Timoko and Sebastian Chris in the centres. Ethan Strange and Jamal Fogarty, who's trying to fend off that challenge from Ethan Sanders at halfback, and the forwards, Big Red, Corey Horsburgh and Joe Tarpany, and it was Tom Starling at hooker. The back row, the bad boys, Hudson Young, and Morgan Smithies is at lock. Zach Hosking is the other second rower. Interchange Owen Paddy, the hyped up hooker who starred in the trials. He's beaten Danny Levi for a spot. Simi Sasangi, Josh Papli'i, and Ata Moriota. It's probably a better looking side than I'd kind of anticipated from the Raiders. We've got some of the quality in their ranks.
Tell me, if that was two of our second rowers getting a biff on in an elevator setting off an alarm, do you reckon Webby would have put them on the field this Saturday or Sunday? Why are they playing?
Yeah, I don't
those
know.
maggots?
Like,
It's the biggest
I
selling
guess
point.
fairly minor, but what if what a fuck up. I mean,
Exactly. Fucking pull your head in for 3 days, you dicks.
Yeah.
You can't behave now. When are you going to behave?
Included in the team, so I'm sure Hudson Young is licking his lips, looking at Adam Pompey's eye socket once again, ready to have another hone on that. And yes, Smithies, he's a bit of a wild one. It looks like he came off second best in the scuffle with old Hutto.
Yeah. Oh, Huddy looks like he could swing. So what's his deal? Is he a Pommy guy? Another Pommy that they've talked him to going to Canberra?
He played last year, pretty much there all season. So you're
I've
well
never
across
heard
that
of
one.
him.
And
I must have missed that.
not a bad looking side. A bit of a weakness, I guess you could say the same about us with Tuapiki. Bit of a novice on the wing, but don't know anything at all about Savelio Tamale. But plenty of pace out wide. Savage Timiko's a bit of a beast, and Kyle Weeks, real game breaker in the Keanu Kenny mold. And nice balance of experience, Fogarty and youth with Strange. So great match up there with Metcalf and Chanel. Geez, what a battle up front. Horsburgh and Tapani against Fisher, Harris, and Barnett. Be some Vegas fireworks.
That's awesome, isn't it? That's awesome, actually. And even I'd look at Tane on the wing against Xavier Savage. That's a cool little head-to-head there as well in itself. That's a cool call, isn't it?
The way they
good seeing Taupiki get a bit of field time.
Yeah, no, we kind of highlighted it. Could be a bit vulnerable under the high ball, and Fogarty, one of the better kickers going around. But loved his finishing against the Storm and the Sharks. Tuapiki.
What's TAB got on this head-to-head? Is there numbers on that yet?
Yes. Our supporters, New Zealand TAB, Warriors $1.60 favourites with a 3.5 point start. I reckon that's probably accurate. I'll probably have them a bit closer, actually. I think this one's a real flip of the coin, if I'm being totally honest. Very little in it. Yeah.
I'd like to make a statement. I'd like to have us straight away say we're in a different league to Canberra. Sorry, Tally. But I don't want to be in fighting with Canberra come round 20, I want to be fighting with the Chooks and that next tier. I don't think we're top. Yeah. I'd like to assert dominance on these green maggots.
Speaking of the TAB and I guess the premiership market and where they see us fighting it out in amongst the NRL scramble. Storm favourites at $3.75. Penrith second at $4.50. That's the best value in the market. Penrith will win it again.
Penrith,
Broncos at $7. Cronulla Sharks fourth at $10. Bulldogs at $13. Manly, I reckon they're my dark horse for if someone's going to force their way in to maybe challenge that Panthers Storm dominance. I think Manly could be at $15. Good value there. Cowboys and Roosters both at 19, overrated, no value there. Parramatta have come in a bit after trialling strongly, $31. South Sydney blew out after those injuries. They're at 34. We're on the same line as the Dolphins and the Tigers at $41. Now the Warriors had come into 26 last week, and then I looked today and blown out to 41. So
gee whiz.
Not quite sure what sort of triggered that.
And wonder if we shorten up a bit after this team naming.
Expecting the bottom four to consist of the Knights, the Raiders, the Dragons, and the Titans. So I actually have in my top 8, although I haven't really thought about it too much since Foran got injured. They're all on 51. So that's how
Jeez, with the
future's
Tigers,
landscape looks.
they've parceled us with the Tigers, and even the
I
Dolphins.
know.
They shouldn't be tarred with that brush.
I think the Dolphins are a good shot at the 8 this year too. Actually,
Yeah.
I've got them finishing above us.
I had a mate text the other week, Chiz. Actually, it's his birthday today. He won't be watching, but happy birthday, Chiz. He rang me. He goes, barring the Warriors, who are you, who are some roughies? He's got some tipping thing, obviously, with his workplace. Who are we picking to win the comp? And I said, you could go. The Sharks are going to be pretty sharp. And then I was going, and he goes in a roughie. I said, a roughie, Dolphins. You could try the Dolphins. And then his reply was, yeah, it's a tough one, isn't it? Sharks are so strong, but Dolphins are so smart.
So really thinking about the actual animal.
I thought it was a great reply.
Shit.
Tough call. Oh, yeah, that's out of it. And so who did they say were the bottom 4? Titans,
Raiders, Dragons, and Knights.
Oh, the Knights are going to be.
Hard to argue. But
they're going to have a tough year, eh?
Surprising people.
Knights will have a tough year.
But Ponga and Best, and they look good against the Roosters in the trial the other day. But I don't know. I think Ponga's out for a few games, and the wheels fall off. Just again on the Raiders, Brad, you'll enjoy this, and Tally's already reeling from his thugs having a dust up in the hotel elevator. He's handing back his membership. He's thinks there's no chance on Sunday. He's
is he?
For the spoon.
No. He's in a real bad headspace in Tally, eh? Have you been around? Take some friggin' potato salad or something around and just put a bit of food on the table. Make sure they're getting at least a feed in them.
Been messaging Nick, just making sure everything's all right around there. But I'm going to head round after this anyway.
Tap out, let her go. Just get an hour by herself. Just give her a break.
I'm sure that you agree with me in saying that the Viking horn before Raiders games is one of the corniest, overused gimmicks in the NRL.
And it's a blatant rip-off of that Iceland football team that made the World Cup. And they done it there. And then, you can't pretend that's not where you got it from, Cruisers. Have they taken it to Vegas?
They are taken to Vegas. They were trying to get Tom Brady to blow the horn for them. Obviously, that failed. And now their next target is UFC president and Trump sympathizer Dana White. So,
I'll be a little
Raiders.
bit gutted. If Dana White trumpets their horn. Is that right? Well, have the Raiders? Have we ever played the Raiders in the first round in our history?
Oh, geez, you're.
You know what I mean?
I do have some stats for you on
first
round one,
stats?
Brad. But
start chucking that, and then I'll forget about my question.
Can you just vamp for a little bit, because I can quickly whip through and see if we've ever played the
new
Raiders
canopy arriving
one.
tomorrow. New canopy's arriving tomorrow.
Oh, nice!
So everyone worrying about how I'm getting around the town, tool wise and securely, that will all be fixed tomorrow. So get that on. What else has been happening? Not much.
I've got
I've been loving.
Brad.
Yeah, have we?
Oh no, carry on.
No.
There. We have played them once in round one in 2001, an auspicious season. First time, it was the first year of the Eric Watson helmed New Zealand Warriors. Daniel Anderson's first game in charge. We hosted the Raiders at Mount Smart, round one, 2001, and got a 24-8 beatdown. Henry Farfilly scoring our only try. Clinton Shafovsky, Leslie Vunnicolo, and Brett Finch.
Jeez.
Scoring the try. Oh, sorry.
You allowed to say his name, man? I don't know. Don't ever speak that man's name.
Yeah, well, they scored the tries. Interesting one. Interesting name in the lineup there. Sione Falmoina making his NRL debut in the centres for the Raiders that day. Obviously, went on to be a long-serving Warriors player. obviously a troubled career, but an exciting one. And we're hoping to have Sione on the podcast in the
Yeah, I was
next
going to
few weeks.
say, are we okay to say we're in discussions about his impending
We're
pod with
certainly
us?
in discussions. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, people might tune in and think, "Oh, I don't want to borrow that," but we do have a few guests coming up. So yeah.
Yeah, rad.
That'll
What's
do for
the
the
so
res.
you got some first round stats there though as well, have you?
Yeah. Okay. So this is the first game of the NRL season.
Yes, I knew
The,
that.
the
I knew
actual,
that much.
season opener, the first premiership match of 2025. We've opened the NRL season or the premiership season 3 times, but those 3 times were all in our first 4 seasons. So the first one, our first ever game against the Broncos, was the first match of the 1995 Winfield Cup, the last Winfield Cup, an absolute classic, Mount Smart, iconic, one of the great moments in New Zealand sport. 25-22, the Broncos got up, but yeah, just still burns brightly the memory of that one. Then 1997, the Super League competition, Broncos and Warriors kicked off that as well.
In Aussie or New Zealand?
Apparently with
Smart
another
Court?
game. It was
Lang Park?
actually at ANZ Stadium. Remember the ground that they had at Mount Gravatt there, the old Commonwealth Games
They had the
site that
running
they
track
played
around
at
it,
for a
didn't
while.
it?
Yeah, Broncos got up 14-2. The main story out of that one, besides Matthew Ridge going off at the referee, was the new Super League ball's been way too slippery. It was it was a drop-a-thon. And 1998, we hosted South Sydney at Mount Smart. It was the first ever game of the NRL era. The marquee game of that Friday night was Manly and the Broncos, but because we had the earlier time slot, it was the first ever game under the NRL banner. And we lost after Terry Hermanson ran away for a 25-metre try untouched to grab a 24-18 win for the Rabbitohs.
So that second game, prime time Brisbane Manly, that would have been the 2 glamour clubs from the opposing factions back then coming back together head to head too, correct?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Interesting
and
game.
We got the Bunnies. What were the Bunnies doing Super League, Tom? I can't even remember them. Where did they go?
They
ARL or Super
were on
League?
the ropes. ARL. And they weren't long. They got kicked out a couple of years later. Had a ragtag bunch come and beat our star-studded Warriors 24-18. Yeah, disappointing.
Awesome.
And so they haven't bothered opening a competition competition season with us since 1998. So 27 years ago, Brad, and we finally get to do it again in Vegas. What an occasion. Allegiant Stadium. It's going to be huge. I'm starting to get pretty pumped about it.
I was just looking at that comment from Jack. Jack, how do you say that without trying to offend Jack?
Whistling?
Is it
Jack
Whistling?
I think so.
Weasel, yeah. Whistling. Is it Father's Day in Australia or something? It's not Father's Day here, is it? Or is it Father's Day in America?
No. I'm going to have a look. I don't know what he's... Is it?
And I agree, McGruff. I think the Dragons will go all right this year. I don't know what Jack's
on about. I don't know where Jack is, but I can't find.
Is he in the Philippines or something?
Yeah.
Equatorial Guinea.
I disagree, McGruff. I think that the Dragons will struggle without a decent half.
I don't know. I reckon they'll go all right. I reckon Flano's a good
now
coach.
McGruff's saying Roosters for the wooden spoon. He's all over the show. Couple of other comments here while we're hovering around that area. Tim Gore, can Tuapiki play with plasterers stilts on? Could be a good idea in defence. Take some of those high balls. Willie Nathan thanking us for a great potty. Cheers, Willie, for tuning in.
Cheers, bro. Plasterers stilts. I think as soon as you put on plasterers stilts, then you're into the spots straight away as well, though, aren't you? So I don't know if spots. Every plasterer I've seen on the stilts has just freshly dusted some spots in their car. So I don't know if we want Tane up there on stilts. Chip stoppers love it, eh? Jeez, they love it.
Potentially libelous, but yeah, true.
What if I can prove it? No, but yeah, no, they go well. Roosters, I don't
You
think
got time.
Roosters are going to struggle, eh?
Yeah, well, they've lost so many,
Yeah.
and Brandon Smith and Sam Walker out for a good chunk of the year.
Like the
Yeah,
Warriors, I
I
think
think they
they've
will
been
struggle.
patient. There wasn't much on the market last year, really, was there? Unless you're going to talk someone out of a contract and pay another club out for it. I think they've probably been smart as well. Like the Warriors, I'm so impressed of how patient they were. They could have panicked and just signed up all these random
Yeah,
players.
overpaid.
Yeah, overpaid. So yeah, I think maybe the Roosters are on the same thing. They're just biding their time. Maybe next year there's a absolute epic market about to open up, and that's where you spend your money.
Yeah, in a pretty good position. Only off-contract players. Well, the only one that I can see there that we absolutely would like to keep, but he is on the older side of things anyway, is Dylan Walker. There are other off-contract players, Bunty, Ed Cossey, Tamati Martin, Tom Ale, who, in my view, and none of them got picked for round one. In my view, they're all guys playing for a contract at the Warriors, not
Yeah.
guys that we're striving to keep. So,
Yeah.
I think they're doing a good job with the roster at the moment.
I think all of
Have
them
we
would
got time?
understand that as those players themselves would understand that they're not regulars.
Yeah, absolutely. I just think it's good roster management at the moment, despite our thirst for a big name signing, especially after Tohu retiring. Levon James, Brad with the gangster vape while on screen. You had to notice that, Brad. Good on you, mate.
I try to do it
No
discreetly,
judgment here.
but I need that hit. Just need that hit every now and then.
I need a little. You can message me in our private chat when you need to have a drag, and then I can
You can.
slyly put a little.
I like the
tick over
smaller
the
screen.
top.
It's harder to pick up when it's in the corner. I
Yeah.
hoon like a demon once you're putting a little. You get your little techie on, got your team list up there. It's like, oh, too small to notice now. Fucking dust one. But yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
It's a terrible habit, but
Mm.
it's better than the
better.
durries I was punching for the previous 26 years.
Yeah, that really comes across poorly on screen too. So
just rolling Port Royals.
Yeah.
Bits of fucking dust. Roll it backwards, end up lighting the filter, just melt a filter. You know those festival durries? This most poorly rolled thing. It's just this, looks like a bushfire. You light it and it's all backwards and you've licked the wrong side of the paper, so it just comes undone and doesn't stick. Festival durries, man, they're a ripper.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so sorry, what was next? I haven't got the run sheet.
I was gonna do a 30 for 30 to take us out, Brad. If you've been wanting
finish
to
us
do
up,
this one for
and
a
then I
while.
better go check
So,
see if that was my family leaving.
So Aaron Clark played one game for the Warriors in 2017. He's been named to make his return 8 years later for the Warriors after a long and successful stint at the Titans. And we're very pleased to have him back. But I thought it would be an opportune time to talk about the history of two stint Warriors. So I've got the list here, Brad. I'm going to rip through them as quick as I can. The first ones were Tony Tutupu, who obviously a Warriors original in 1995, and Nigel Wagner, who played one game in 1996. They both went away to Warrington in 1997 together. Both came back in 1998 and played a fair bit of footy. So they were the trailblazers as far as two stint Warriors go. Richie Blackmore, 27 games in 95, 96. Actually came back in 2001, kind of long forgotten. The Kiwi's great. Only played the 8 games, but yeah. Logan Swan played 146 games from 97 to 2003, went away to Super League and I think Bradford, and then came back, finished his career at the Warriors 07-08 with some finals games. Just about cracked 200. Tommy Luluwai, one of my favourites, played 21 games as a teenager in the halves in 2003-04, and then went away, long stint at Wigan, a lot of success, then came back for 4 seasons for the Warriors. In 2013 to 16, went back to Wigan, I think. I think he maybe first went over to Catalans. Peter Hiku, NYC player, and went to Manly. Obviously, eventually found his way back to the Warriors in 2018. Lingy Sao was also a teammate of Hiku's. Then he came
Liggy
back for a
Shaolin,
forgettable.
remember him?
Yeah,
He was a member of Wu-Tang. We were big on Liggy when he was here. Liggy Shaolin. He's still going too, isn't he? I think. Is he still plying his trade?
Yeah, didn't you team up with that deal at Salford?
Oh, was he at Salford? Yeah, I remember. There's so many gone through. I forget who I've sent there, to be honest. But yeah, Liggy Shaolin, he was scary, eh? He had one of those faces. He
Yeah,
looked
it's
like
one of the more frustrating Warriors I found. He's actually at Hull. He's been he's in his 6th season at Hull now. Jeez, he's getting on a bit.
Jesus.
30,
Is that right?
32. Bit of footy left in him. Ali Lauatiti, obviously Warriors great in 115 games, came back in 2016 after a long, successful
Right.
stint in Super League and played 15 games in New South Wales Cup 2016, but didn't quite crack first grade. Ignatius Parsi, 1 game in 2014, went to the Titans. So very much like our mate Aaron Clark, 1 game for the Warriors, went away, made his name at the Titans, and came back and played 3 seasons at the Warriors, 2018 to 20, then headed over to Super League. Lisa Narmel, 2 games in 2009. Successful stints at the Cowboys, in particular the Dragons, debuted for the Kiwis from there, then came back for a couple of seasons, 2019 to 21. Chad Townsend, more bizarre one, 2 seasons, came from Cronulla, played 2 seasons, 2014-15. He was just Sean Johnson's preferred partner for the bulk of that time. Back to the Sharks, won a premiership, got cast off from there in 2021, had a little stint for the COVID-ravaged Warriors, 5 games, kicked the worst field goal in Warriors history, lost this game against the Dragons, and before going to the Cowboys. Sean Johnson, of course, no explanation needed there, 2011 to 18, 3 seasons at the Sharks, then came back
I remember
to,
him.
yeah.
He was real good at touch, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Went
all right at league. Chance, Nickel Clockstead, 7 games and 7 tries in 2017. We bemoaned his departure to the Raiders, especially when he helped them to a grand final in 2019. He couldn't get a run in 2018 here. And then he's been back, was entering his 3rd season at the Warriors. On his way to becoming a Warriors great, I would say.
Yeah.
Lonas Nukorte was a NYC player for the Warriors. Made his name at Parramatta, coming back in 2023. Rajatua Vasashek, of course, 111 games from 2016 to 21. Went and played that other game with modest success and then returned last year. And Chanel, 54 games, 2019 to 2022. Had a year off. Came back last year. 17 appearances last year. And yeah, very pleased to see him get that number 6 jumper for round 1. So there you go.
Jeez. Well, honestly, we bemoan our skills in that, but geez whiz, there's not many people that could roll that out. Ding, dang, do, thank you, straight facts, slap in the face. Well done, brother. That's effort.
Hey, no problem, mate. No problem. And I think I need to do a bit more research, but I think Aaron Whittaker might fall into the 2-stint warrior category, and we're going to have Aaron Whittaker on the show at some point, where I get to tell him that our meeting story from back at the 2007 Muse concert. Right. Can't wait to
was that the Muse concert? I didn't know that was the Muse concert.
Yeah, you were there. You're probably
in body
hanging off his wing.
Gee whiz, we blew out. We went.
Yeah.
That was one of the biggest blowouts ever. Yeah.
Matthew Brown. I've missed a very obvious one. Stacey Jones, obviously Warriors legend, 95 to 2005. Went away to Super League, retired, came out of retirement, played 2009.
Well done, Matty Brown.
And
sharp.
now the infamous Rizzers getting stuck into me.
He's seen Matty Brown's comment. He's seen Matty Brown. Come on, Riz.
Oh, fucking coattail rider. Coattail rider.
Wasn't born yesterday, mate.
Wrong. But yeah, Aaron Whittaker also, I think he played 1 game in first grade, 97. I think he left the club and was brought back by Frank Endicott in 98. So I think he might technically fit into the 2-stint. We'll ask him about it. Yeah, that's all. That's all I got, Brad. I think that's enough. I reckon.
Should we shut
what's
this
the
sucker
team, mate?
down? I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
shut it down.
grocery day. Grocery day. I live like a king. I got to pick them up and unload them before anyone was home too. So a little Tim Tam out of that packet. I got a little first swig of the lemonade out of that bottle. I got a little bag of chips out of that packet. No, it's just I love grocery days. You live like a king for at least 2 hours, and then you're just on friggin' Savoy soup for the next 7 days again.
In Vita Wheats, Marmite on Vita Wheats as your flash of snack you got.
I remember fruit picking one year. All we had left, we couldn't afford to up in Ruby Bay up Nelson. We couldn't afford lunch in that. I don't know why we couldn't, but we decided we couldn't. So we were having raro, like packet raro, tipped out on top of a wheat bag for lunch and a mouthful of water and swirl it around. We have 3 of them each and we're good to go. Yeah, terrible times.
Tough times.
Yeah.
Enjoy that. Hopefully you get decent feed out of that one.
Yeah,
and, thanks for everyone that's tuned in live.
Yeah, no
you
shit.
can even rewatch this. I mean, if you're that hard out, you can have another go at it. Thanks for everyone that's commented. Sorry if we didn't call you out, but we are very grateful for you for making the effort. Of course, King's Container Crew, thanks for their support. TAB, mix and pick, go and play that game, get the app, win some prizes, head to our merch store. For God's sake, follow and subscribe on everything you can, especially YouTube and Instagram. Got to boost those numbers up. Patreon supporters, a bunch of legends. Thank you for your ongoing support. They are the real heroes.
Yeah.
A little shout out for Di Henwood. A little bit of a setback with his cancer treatment and stuff. He's heading back in for some slightly prematurely for chemo. Love you, Di. Great friend and guest of the show. And
you tough little shit. Keep fighting, man. Yeah, geez, you're impressive, kiddo.
Yeah. I think that'll just about take us out, Brad. Thanks to you, mate. I thought that was a bloody good opening live shift for 2025.
And I was going to say,
you only got to do this 23 more times, or more if we make the finals,
or more if we're lucky. But yeah, like you said, we had to be pretty admin heavy tonight, and we'll be definitely getting stuck into the comments a little bit more in the coming weeks. Cheers for commenting. It's quite out of it knowing that you're out there watching, so we really do appreciate it.
Yeah, good stuff. Let's wrap it up, I reckon. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.
Later, bye. Are we gone?